Hi, everybody. My name is Thomas Myers. I'm going to be talking about Born for Love by Bruce Perry and Maia Szalivitz for my book recommendation. I read it during my loving seminar class. It brought up a lot of good discussions, a lot of key questions that I thought were important to think about. I'm going to talk about three main points that the book brings up: the biological basis of empathy, how early trauma can impact empathy, and just the rise of technology and its impact on empathy. So first off, for early humans, we needed empathy to really survive. We needed it to create bonds, to communicate. So it's seen as an evolutionary adaptation. And then the book brings up some neuroscience evidence. It talks about mirror neurons and how mirror neurons, they actually help us, replicate other people's emotions, their pains, and then that's kind of, that's necessary for empathy. And then it also talks about empathy in infants, how babies will hear other babies cry and then they'll just start crying, and that's really the mirror neurons going to work. And there's no reason for one of those babies to be crying, and they're just kind of they're feeling empathetic for others. Impacts early trauma can have. So in the book we talked about there were some young individuals who one of them just never really had that connection with their mother. They were raised by rotating nannies, coming in, coming out, just never really formed a bond. And I think that's really needed for empathy. So, and then another one, he didn't really ever have social interactions with other people. He kind of just had conversations through the TV, through commercials, through TV shows, and you can't learn empathy through a screen. You really need to go out in the world and do it. I feel like you learn a lot of your empathy during early childhood, during preschool, first grade, second grade, just when you're young. That's when your mind can really, form and mold. And then I also want to talk about how technology, in my opinion, it really had a negative impact on empathy. In the book, it talked about how face-to-face interactions are really down from the early 2000s and on. Rise of social media was mentioned, and how there really is a big push, a big trend for individualism, which is, in my opinion and in the author's opinion, that it's not a good thing for empathy. To really be empathetic, you need to be involved with the community. You need to, you want to have friends. You don't want to go through life alone. It's not how humans, a social creature, acts. We want to have, human interactions. I really liked this book. I think that freshmen, anybody, not even just freshmen, I think anybody could pick up this book and really learn a thing or two about empathy. I mean, it made me think about it in a different way, for sure, especially with the technology aspect of things. So, I hope you give it a shot.